This exists. We're gonna show you how to make Turkish coffee with it today. It smells like coffee. Should I talk about Turkish coffee in general? Does that, for an intro? Yeah. Okay. Today we're gonna talk about Turkish coffee. Turkish coffee is actually, they don't grow coffee really in Turkey. Well, maybe a little bit, but most of the coffee consumed in Turkey is not grown here. It is grown in normal coffee growing regions of the world. And Turkish coffee is more of a style of preparing coffee. For Turkish coffee, you grind it super, super fine, and you brew the coffee directly in the water, and you serve the coffee with the grounds still in it. So if you ever get served a cup of Turkish coffee, don't just shoot the whole thing, you'll have a mouthful of grounds, and you don't want that. Should I talk about the Airbnb thing? All right, so winter break in Turkey is not for Christmas, because there's no Christmas in Turkey. That sounds really sad. That sounds like the plot of a Christmas movie. So over winter break in Turkey, we went out of Istanbul to get out of the big city and stayed at an Airbnb. Great experience. One thing that they had there was a Turkish coffee maker, like Exhibit A. So to make Turkish coffee, typically it's over the stovetop in a little thing called a cezve. I know what I'm talking about. And I have one right here. How fortuitous. Put your coffee in, put your water in, sugar if you like, cook it over a flame, dump it, works pretty well. However, because we're in Turkey, and because people like convenience, they also make Turkish coffee machines, which it is about as easy as a Keurig, tastes a lot better. This guy can probably make in one of these about 5 standard sized Turkish cups of coffee. So you put your water in, your coffee grounds in, your sugar if you want, put it in like this, press a button, makes Turkish coffee. Super easy. Let's make some. So one fun thing in Turkey is, when you buy something and you go into a store, there's typically a culture where they'll give you some tea or some coffee or something like that. But if you buy something online, how are they supposed to give you a cup of coffee? Because they're not there. Well, the way they solve that is they give you a little pouch of Turkish coffee grounds. So you can make your own Turkish coffee at home. This guy right here, Kahvesi Mehmet Efendi, is kind of the ubiquitous Turkish coffee brand here, everybody knows. Got sent to me with, order some cables or something. We have Kahvesi, which is a Turkish coffee shop, kind of like a Turkish Starbucks. Kahvesi, when we translate that to English, just means coffee world. Greetings from Planet Coffee. Turkish coffee is not coffee from Turkey, but it's coffee ground for preparing it the Turkish way. So it's super, super fine. Check this out so you can see this here. Bueller. So there's some Turkish coffees. Finer ground than espressos. So we need only a couple things here. Some power. Beep lets you know it's working. Some water, and we're gonna take this, gonna pour a little bit of water in here. You measure out the amount of water that you need. You can do it by the different cups that you're doing, and then you measure out the coffee. Bloop. Now that we've got water in there, we're going to throw some coffee in. I'm going to do about 1.5 spoons. I should probably measure this at some point. We'll do that soon. You can add sugar too, and you can kind of lightly stir it, but I'm just gonna pop it in here because that's easier. So you put it in and press the button. So when you order Turkish coffee in a restaurant, if I'm sitting down at a cafe and say, I would like a Turkish coffee, they're gonna ask me, well, how do you want it? What they're asking is how much sugar do you want in it? So there's 4 different sugar levels that you can get. You can get sade, which means plain, no sugar. You can get az şekerli, which is a little bit of sugar, orta, medium, or bol, lots of sugar. And for a standard Turkish coffee cup, I think they measure it with sugar cubes. So if you want az, it's 1 cube, orta, 2, bol, 3. So just so you know, when you're visiting Turkey, and your Turkish coffee is ready, pour it, all of it, straight into the cup. There you go. And then to wash this, you just gotta kind of rinse it out. Like so. We have a cup of Turkish coffee. One of the things that Turkish coffee is known for is always got a little bit of foam on top of it. If you look at the mechanism here, it's basically, there's a hot plate on the bottom of this, and it gently heats the coffee right till about it boils just enough to get a little foam on top. I think there's a little fail-safe thing in here too, where when you put it in, this little probe comes down. That way if you're making a ton of coffee, it won't boil over the top. Once it hits that, it'll turn it off as well. But it heats it up until it foams, and then you dump it. You also don't want to drink it immediately. You want to let the ground settle a little, or it's like getting a mouthful of sand, which is not a pleasant experience. All right, so we've let this sit for a while, so it should have settled down really nicely. Smells like coffee. Oh yeah, it's good. It's really like strong, like think espresso style. Can you see it like from all the way over there? Should I bring it? I'll show it to you. It's for the camera. So that's Turkish coffee. So if you want to buy a Turkish coffee machine in America, we put the links in the description down below. So